I'm very picky about who I'm friends with and also who I'm not. And I intentionally reach out to people that I think are phenomenal, who I think move at a level of excellence because I need that. I'm just a person that truly believes in the saying of, iron sharpening iron. It's true. You need people around you that as you hang out with them more, they make you a better person and you also make them a better person. And if you're always just surrounded with people that are at the same level, I just don't think that you're going to grow. Hello and welcome to When Are You Free? I am your host, Aaliyah Joyce, and I'm so excited to say that we are in season 2 of the podcast, you guys.
You are shining herald of Michael B. Jordan.
I cannot believe that I'm even saying that we are in season 2 of the podcast. So if you have been a listener, you know that, we had some episodes last year, some in 2024 as well. And when I first started this podcast, I didn't know if I was going to continue doing it, if it was something that I was committed to, or if it was a one-off. But I took some time off just to recalibrate, to think about what I wanted this podcast to be. And I feel like I learned so much, not only about myself, but about what I wanted this podcast to look like in the future. And it was honestly so fantastic, incredibly needed. And now I feel like I've come back. I have a fresh vision and amazing episodes that I can't wait for you guys to listen to. I'm extremely excited. I hope that you guys like the new setup. Things are a little bit different, camera quality wise. Hopefully you noticed that, and then also background wise. And I just love it. I love like the cozier vibes. I literally have my coffee with me right now just so I can relax and really get into the vibes. Yeah, that's really good. I feel like When Are You Free? I've always wanted it to be a place where people can listen in, they can tune in, and they feel at home and they feel like we're just chit-chatting, me and you on the couch, just having our little girl chat. And I needed to feel comfortable in myself and also in my own space in order to create that type of environment for anybody who's listening. And so I am really happy to be back in this in this capacity. So I hope that you guys enjoyed as well. I have so many fun and exciting things planned for this season. New episodes, amazing topics, a couple of guests that I genuinely cannot wait for you to hear from them, because I just have some incredible people lined up that do really cool things, and I think that you and myself can learn a lot from them. And so very excited to have people on, so be looking forward to that. And I mean it this time, you guys. Remember last time how I was like, yeah, we're gonna have weekly episodes, and then I never did that? Okay, I did lie to you. Okay, it's hard to do weekly episodes, you guys. It is. But we're back, and we're going to have weekly episodes. So every Wednesday, you can expect an episode from this podcast channel. We are available on Spotify. We are also available on Apple Podcasts and YouTube. So wherever you get your podcast, you can listen to it. And if there's another place where you guys are getting your podcast that I'm not aware of, please let me know, because I feel like those are all the streaming platforms. But if I'm not somewhere, I want to be. Okay. So please leave a little comment and let me know. So without further ado, let's get into the episode today. So this has been titled The Great Lock-In, and I don't say that lightly. I really, really mean it. So you guys, on my time off, I participated in a little TikTok trend, and I have been obsessed with this trend. It actually didn't even start this past year in 25. I'm pretty sure this was a trend that started in 2024. That's called the Winter Arc Challenge. I think I might have mentioned this on my podcast before, but in case you don't know what I'm talking about and you're not chronically online, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to inform you about what the kids are doing and what's happening these days. People are participating in the Winter Arc Challenge. It's almost like a New Year's resolution before the New Year's resolution. So around October, there were so many people going around saying, we don't need to wait for January 1st. We need to get our lives together today. Because by the time it's January 1st, it's too late. We're already 3 months behind. And take with that what you will, but honestly, I'm a big fan. You guys know, if you've been listening to me before, that I am a big advocate for self improvement in my own life, in other people's lives, which is why I even make these episodes. I'm participating in this. I'm telling everybody that I know, and I'm getting super serious about my life. In October, I met with a few friends and I was like, you guys, we have got to get ourselves back together health wise, with our own personal goals, with our work goals, with our interpersonal relationships. We need to level up, and it has to be today. We had like a formal meeting and laid out all of our goals, things that were holding us back. And we have been doing it, I want to say, we have been doing it since October. So October, November, December, January, and it's now February. 5 months, maybe. Oh my gosh. And it's been crazy. Just the amount of improvement that I've seen in myself in this short period of time. So we had that meeting and we've been kind of keeping in touch with each other, sending each other accountability texts, all of the stuff. And it has helped me so much. It's actually been crazy as I'm just a person that is always reflecting. I am a person, that's why I'm such an introvert, is like I stay in my house and I think all the time. I'm always thinking. And I love to think about the future, but I also like to think about the past. And I like will be talking about things that like to myself that have happened in childhood, in adolescence, in high school, in college, and in my early adulthood. And I'll go back and reflect on that and think about how different I am from today. I even think about like honestly just 2-ish years ago almost, and it's so insane. Like 2-ish years ago I was just thinking about moving to Nashville, and now I'm here, and so much about me has changed. I think that sometimes we think years are long, but as you get older the years are short. And so you blink and then 2 years have gone by, and I look at myself and I'm like, I feel like almost a completely different person. There are some tenets of me that I think will remain the same throughout my entire life, but so many other things like my interest and my habits and all kinds of things just have changed. I think that sometimes in our lives, we all want to see these big drastic changes and improvements in our lives, and we want it to happen instantaneously. And I think it's because we're just such a microwave society where we have instant access to food. We have 2-day shipping from Amazon. We, you know, have so much entertainment that we can swipe on to the next thing, like in TikTok, in our algorithms, to get that instant gratification, to instantly get whatever it is that we want. But as I've moved through life, I found that so many of the things that I have wanted, that I have gotten, has taken a lot of time. It's taken sometimes roads that I didn't think that I was going to have to take to obtain it. And I also have found that it starts with a bunch of small habits, a bunch of small changes to get you to where you want to be. Even think about how I started this podcast. There were so many small things that I had to do before I got in front of this camera and started talking to you. And I just want to encourage you, if you kind of feel stuck in your own self improvement or life journey, I want you to understand that just to take that baby step today, and that is pushing you much further than you think to being the person that you want to be. You don't have to go from 0 to 100 in an instant, in a day, in a week, in a month. Like, a lot of the things that you want, they might take years for you to get them, but it's going to be so worth it. All this being said, I have come up with a little bit of a regimen that has helped me as I've moved through these past couple of months and I've really dialed in onto my self improvement. And I wanted to share that with you today. And that's kind of what the whole great lock in thing is about, is I want you to I want you to take these small steps, and I want to kind of give you a framework of how you're going to build that, so that way you can, lock in yourself and start to build the life that you want. Again, like, I think we're now a couple of months into the year, and January has passed, and I don't want you to feel like, oh my gosh, like I've already fallen off of my resolutions. If you're a resolution person and you already feel like you're failing, I don't want you to feel like you're failing. Okay. It's 100%, 1000% okay. It's never too late to start over. In fact, like, I want you to understand that it's about, again, as we're taking these small steps, we understand that it's not about the perfection, it's about the consistency. If you fail, you just want to instantaneously kind of like get back up and just keep trying. I've been the person for years who has, on January 1st, I used to make like a goal list that was like 50 accomplishments long, and would feel so overwhelmed because I was trying to change myself so much. And you get that motivation the first week or even the first month if you're doing really well. And you're like, man, like I'm really hitting it, da 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 da. And then life just happens, life gets in the way, and then you kind of fall off. And that's so normal. Shift your mindset to be like, okay, nope, we're just gonna start a little bit smaller. Back to the framework. This is what I did, and you can adopt this. You can switch out things as you want, but this is just what has helped me. As a person who is super serious about self improvement, the first thing that I always think about whenever I'm crafting, you know, trying to craft out how I'm going to reach all of these things, is I actually don't even start with my goals. I actually don't start with that at all. What I start with is thinking about the person that I want to be. I feel like the biggest pitfall that people have is they start with thinking about all of these different goals. Like, I'm going to run a marathon, start a new business, get a boyfriend this year, or make more friends, whatever it is. And that's fantastic and that's great. But you want to make sure that your goals are aligned with your values and also who you want to be. And a lot of people don't think about that at all. They don't think about the type of person that they want to be at the end of their day, at the end of their life. They don't think about, like, oh, can I say that I was a person who was very loyal or ambitious and well intentioned, intelligent, beautiful, whatever it is that you value in your own life, you need to make sure that your goals are aligned with that. Because if you don't, you start with a bunch of like goals or whatever. It's like, where are those coming from? Are those coming from social media? Are those coming from, oh, well, this is just what my friends are doing. I see everybody else doing this. And so now I'm going to do this. Or you're feeling this pressure from your parents or your job or whatever it is. And you're feeling pressure from all of these things. And it's like, wait, before I start taking on all of these things that are coming from these outside sources, let me take a second and think about who I am inside. Or if I'm not who I want to be, who do I want to be? Take a piece of paper or talk to yourself. I talk to myself all the time. Leave yourself a little voice note, if you will. Get by yourself. And you can honestly Google these things. If it doesn't come to you naturally, that's okay. You can Google values, personality characteristics, whatever it is. You can Google these things and they'll give you a list 1,000 words long, and just pick the ones that most well identify with you and the person that you want to be. So you could say, oh, I really want to be a person who is more ambitious, more honest. I want to be a person that's very candid in what I say. I want to be a person that's more well read. Like, I want to be someone who has a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, or someone who is specially skilled. Like, whatever it is, there's a honestly a huge umbrella of things that you can choose, that you want to be and that you want to embody in your life. And so make that list. You can make it however short or however long that you want it to be, and start there. When you start to make your goals list, your habits list, you're going to filter out those goals and habits that don't align with you, that don't align with who you want to be. And I find that it makes those goals and habits, it makes them easier for you to make them, and it also makes it easier for you to stick to them because it's like, oh, like this is just who I am as a person. Like it's like an identity based lifestyle that you're building because you're going to start building your goals, your habits, everything that you do around your identity behind like the person that like, oh, I am this, and every single day I'm trying to become more healthy, more compassionate. After you come up with your list of values and characteristics, then you can go into what a lot of us are used to, which is that big goals list, like the big goals that you want to hit for the month or the year, quarter, whatever it is that is most comfortable for you, whatever time frame. Then you want to go into that and say, yeah, I am going to run the marathon this year or the 5K. I will start my own freelancing business. That will be the next step. And again, we're all very familiar with that because it's kind of like the New Year's resolutions. That's the next step. And I feel like that's pretty self explanatory. And I think that we're all pretty good at that at this point. And with those bigger goals, it's so important to break those down into smaller, everyday habits. That way, you can always feel like you're making progress, even though it is something that's small. So, you want to be someone who is a healthier person. Let's say that one of your goals is that you're going to run a marathon this year. And again, you can run that marathon in December. You know, you can have all year if you want to prepare for it. And if that makes it, and that can make it honestly a lot less daunting for you. You can go ahead and say, hey, I'm going to sign up for this race today, you know, and that way, like, oh, I know that I have 7 months, I have 6 months to prepare. And you start, and you don't start running, you know, all the miles on day one. You start with like saying, like, oh, I'm going to start walking every day. There's something that's just really small. Like it's like, oh, I'm going to go on a 10-minute walk today. I'm going to go on a 30-minute walk. And it's one small step, but it makes you so much closer to your goal. And it also makes you closer to your goal of just being a healthy person overall. I have another friend, she is working on like, oh, I just want to dress better. And so she has been something super small is like, oh, I'm just going to start, you know, a couple of days a week just laying out my clothes before I, you know, go to sleep at night. She's not going out and being like, you know, how people are like, oh, well, now you have to build a capsule wardrobe and then you have to think about all of your basics and then, you know, find your color wheel and spend $1,000 on a shopping haul. She's not saying all that. She's like, huh, just with the stuff that I already have, I'm going to make outfits before the next day. Something very small, attainable. She doesn't have to go out and do 12 other things. It's like, no, with the stuff and the things that are already available to me, I'm going to work on my appearance. So, whenever it is the big goal that you have in your mind, just take it down several notches to something that's almost impossible for you to fail at. Make it foolproof. It's such an easy win. It helps give you momentum to get to what you're going after. This is really solid. Like, honestly, if you don't do anything else after this, you're probably going to get very far. But again, this is called the Great Lock-In for a reason. So we're taking this several steps further because we really want to be different. We really want to be a different person this year. And honestly, for the rest of our lives, we want to continue to improve ourselves and to be better, right? The next thing that I need you to do is to think about, because we start these things and sometimes it works and then sometimes, you know, we fall off. And it's like, okay, how can we start reducing the amount of times that we fall off? Well, let's think about why. Why does that happen? Honestly, happens from a bunch of distractions. We have things that kind of distract us or deter us from our dreams and aspirations, right? Happens all the time, happens to me. Okay, so we have this path that we're walking on. We can see the goal. It's clearly right in front of us. But then here comes along a distraction. And so a lot of the time, what I have noticed about the things that distract me from my goals is that they honestly look like good things because they will be things that are distractions from my goals, but they look like such fantastic opportunities for me. A lot of the time, like we will be going hard after what we want, and then something else that is also good will come along, and it's like, "Oh, well, why don't you also take this onto your workload? Well, why don't you also take on this person in your life?" And then all of a sudden, I'm giving all of my time, like my time is split now between what I really want and also this new shiny thing that's come into my life. And it's like, well, no, like this was what I originally wanted. And I think that happens to me all of the time, especially as a person. I love so many different things. I have so many different interests, and I get distracted so easily from the things that I love doing because something else that also looks really cool and fun, or someone else will come in and look really cool and fun, if you know what I'm saying. And it will distract me from whatever it is that I was originally putting my time into. That's why you have to always keep going back to your values and being like, oh, does this align with who I am? When you're taking on new job opportunities, new people, new whatever it is, filter those things out. Another thing that will keep you from that is excuses. And they look like roadblocks. It like you'll have things where it's like, "Oh, I just don't have enough time," or, "Oh, I'm just too tired." And the reality is you make time for the things that you want to make time for. And that's just the truth. Is like, and I'm talking to myself. I'm not trying to be down on you, but there are things that are you feel like it's this huge thing that's hindering you. And if you take a second to be honest with yourself, it's like, actually, I think that I am making it like that roadblock. Like I am intentionally putting it in there and being like, oh, well, I don't have enough time. You do have time. You need to shift things around. Like that's the problem, is that your priorities just aren't straight. Like you're lying to yourself. Not all the time, but a lot of the time, girl, that's the truth. And what I mean is, stop watching so much TV. Set a time limit on your phone and actually stick to it. Whatever it's going to take for you. Like, I know that the phone and the entertainment, that's one of the biggest things that I feel like so many people, even people that I know that are super successful in life, they struggle even with the screen time. And if it's a problem, which I feel like I go in and out of it. Sometimes I literally will have to put like a grayscale on my phone so it looks less interesting to my eyes. And again, this isn't to shame you. They purposefully make entertainment and media so addicted to you. They are designed to be that way. And so you need to figure out whatever it is to make it so that way you're not so distracted by those things. Whether it is the phone, whether it is an extra activity that you're taking on, an extra job, people that maybe you shouldn't be hanging out with, whatever it is that is the excess fat in your life that is like holding you back from being who you want to be, I need you to take a pair of scissors and I need you to start trimming that stuff out. Clear out the distractions so that way you can stay on the path. Speaking of people, that's actually the next thing that's super important. So we have our plan, we've cut out the distractions, and it's so important that we look at our environment, our social environment. So, who are those people that we are surrounding ourselves with? And in this time in your life, if you're wanting to participate in the great lock in, the next thing that you have to do, you want to only have two types of people that you're rocking with in this season. And the first are people that encourage you and push you. So these are the people that are going to make your wildest dreams seem like they are possible, because they are. And so these are the people that when you tell them the most outlandish things, when you tell them about the biggest goal, the hardest goal on your list, they are like, I 1000% like believe that you can do it. I can see it now. You're made to do this. You're made to have this. Like the people that speak life into your dreams and into all of the things that you've built, like that's so important. You have to have those people on your team. They are going to encourage you, but they're also those same people that level with you. They get real with you and they say, hey, you say that you want to do this, but your actions say otherwise. They're the same people that are going to call you out. So they push you with encouragement, but they also push you in terms of accountability. super important. The second thing is to have people around you that make you feel uncomfortable. And I don't mean this in the bad sense, like the frenemies, like the people that bully you. I'm not talking about that. Cut those people out expeditiously. I'm talking about the people that will, you look at them and you're like, oh man, she is a little bit more in shape than me. She is a few steps ahead of her career than I am. You need to be around people that know a little bit more than you, that are a little bit more intelligent or further ahead in life than you. That can be a mentor, or that can just be a really great friend of yours. You need to get in contact with that person and be meeting with them on the regular, because if you are always just the smartest person in the room and the most accomplished person in the room, you're always going to feel comfortable and you're never going to want to push yourself and grow. I constantly, and that's why, again, I'm super picky, and if you know me, you know this about me. I'm very picky about who I'm friends with and also who I'm not, and I intentionally reach out to people that I think are phenomenal, who I think move at a level of excellence, because I need that. I seek it out because I'm like, oh, I need that mindset, and like how they move through life. I need that myself. And I'm just a person that truly believes in the saying of, iron sharpening iron. I really think that that's true. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's just a little Bible verse about friendship, but it's true. You need people around you that, as you hang out with them more, they make you a better person and you also make them a better person. And if you're always just surrounded with people that are at the same level, I just don't think that you're going to grow. And I say that from experience. Having those types of people in your life is honestly vital to this journey. Those are the same people that are going to hold you accountable. And I see this honestly on TikTok all the time and different social platforms where, and again, this is your own prerogative. You can do it however you want to. But a lot of the time people say, oh, like, move in silence, like the Lil Wayne song. He's like, real G's move in silence like lasagna. And I totally get it. I get it like 100%. But I don't know, you guys. Like, I feel like if you are constantly moving in silence, nobody really knows if you're succeeding or failing. And I think you need to show people your success and failures. I really do. Because at least for me, I struggle with being accountable to myself. I really do. And I sometimes need a little bit of added pressure. If we're moving in silence all the time, nobody really knows if we're making moves at all. I'm not saying that you need to document every time that you mess up or every win that you have. You need to post it on social media and let like 1,000 people praise you or tear you apart. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is having a close group of friends, or even if it's just one other person that you can share your wins with, that you can share your losses with, your progress, your setbacks, just to have somebody to bounce those things off of or just to confess them to is, for me personally, has been so beneficial, because I keep, getting back on track. I don't think that me having like people in my life that keep me accountable has made me perfect. I don't think that that's happening. I'm not going to lie to you. I've not been perfect, but I keep having this like feedback loop, this constant feedback loop where every single time I meet with them, like we have coffee or I send them text message. Well, how is such and such going? How are you doing with this? And I'm reminded like, oh no, like this is something that I want to do. This is something that I want to pursue. And I just keep getting back on track. And like I kind of do the same thing for them. And it's just this endless cycle of us just checking in with one another and being like, hey girl, you're still that girl. I just want to make sure that you keep going, that you haven't given up, because they believe in me and I believe in them as well and everything that they're going after. And it has helped me so much. What I think is so important in those types of relationships is that you don't lie to the person. You need to be honest about where you're at in your journey or whatever it is that you're trying to do. You can say, oh, like I did skip the gym, a couple of days this week, and dang, that really sucked. Or, I am a little bit behind on the projects that I've been working on. or hey, like I've made so much improvement in these areas. I think that it's so important to honor your wins and also to be honest about your losses. I think that both of those are important because it helps you to always keep a healthy perspective about where you are, because I think the problem in our journeys in life just in general is that sometimes we can downplay how much we're falling behind. Like that can be the case where it's like, oh, it's really not that bad. And you kind of lie to yourself and say, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. It'll turn into weeks, it'll turn into months or even a year, and you haven't taken one more step towards your goals. And that's really bad. But if you're constantly checking in with someone, you have a mirror to know like, oh, that's actually, I'm lying to myself. That's not the case. I haven't made one more step towards where I want to be. In the same breath, you also can have a tendency to feel like you are not moving fast enough. And so then you'll be like, oh, I've made like no progress at all. And you'll have a lot of negative self talk. And just as a little disclaimer, that is not going to help you 1% at all, is to always like be treating yourself terribly. Like shame and guilt will not help you reach your goals. Really unhealthy way to achieve those things. So it's also equally important that you're not down on yourself. And with that person and to yourself, you have a mirror to be like, oh, wait, I actually have made so much progress from where I started. So you have to have those checkpoints. And one of the final things to do is you actually just have to do the work now. We've planned it out to the T. We have, our internal compass, our identity. We're strong in that. We have our big goals. We have the small habits. We've cleared out the distractions. We have the accountability, great people around us. Like, honestly, we have the optimal environment to succeed now. Now, all there is left to do is for you to actually do the work. I think that myself and so many of us, we get so caught up in the planning phase and the hypothesizing and being like, well, what if I did this? And what if I did that? And da 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 da. And that's great for this much time. You need to have a little bit of time to plan and to think and to do all the things. But after a minute, babe, I'm so honest, you just have to execute. You're going to learn so much more about yourself and about whatever health journey, career journey. You're going to learn so much more by actually just taking the steps and doing the stuff and doing the work. You're just going to learn so much more in practice than in theory. Make it so that there is nothing standing between you and everything that you want. You have to just step into it. I know for me, just even starting this podcast, I thought about this for a really, 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 really embarrassingly long amount of time. Okay. I did. I thought about it for so long. And then I sat on it for a long time. I didn't make moves for a while. And I could have been doing this so much sooner, but I didn't because I sat and I planned and I theorized. And again, I think that it is important to have a certain amount of time for that because, when you do things haphazardly, that's not good because it's like you're lacking direction. But once you have the guidelines, babe, you're ready to go. You don't really need to study about it more, listen to another podcast about it, or read another book. And I say that as a person, I'm like, oh, like I have a podcast, but I also want you to, like, once we're done here, I need you to click off and get out your notebook and get to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no point in you listening to me or anybody else for that matter. I promise you, like, nobody has the keys to the kingdom or has it all figured out. So at a certain point, it's like you've listened to enough and now you just have to do what's best for you. With that being said, the last thing that I will offer to you is that it's so important for you to have tangible results to whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. Otherwise, it may not feel like to you are making progress, even though you are. And so for me, I started this, I wanted to say I started this last year around the summertime. Is I started tracking my habits. I think that that is so important for you to just take the time and like whatever little tiny habits that you're doing every day that you really want to hone in on, you need to see that progress in real time. And so I have this little habit tracker and I really want to give it to you guys. And so what I did, I made it all cutesy and fun and girly, and it's all according to whatever your aesthetic is. And I've been working on these little dream girl, I call them the You Are the Dream Girl trackers. And I've been working on these. They're super cute and super fun. And so I have them on my Etsy shop, and so you can click the link in the description to purchase one if you'd like. And these have helped me tremendously. I'm telling you, you guys, it's insane. I started this again like last year, like in the summertime, and it's been so helpful to always just have a reference point. I can always look back and be like, even on my worst days when I feel like I haven't been that productive or that I'm not accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish, I look back and I'm like, oh, but I did do this and I did, I drank all my water and I got my steps in today and, planned my meals. And I look back, I had this reference point and I'm like, you know what? I'm doing so much more than I think. And it gives me this boost of confidence to keep going, especially once you get a couple of months into it, because then it's like, oh, click on this page. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I did so much last month. And click on that page and I did so much. And it helps me to, I don't know, it just gives me like a little bit of confidence because I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm that girl. Like I really am, like I'm doing the things, you guys. And so I'm just really so excited to share it with you guys. And so again, it's called You Are the Dream Girl Tracker. And what I love most about this tracker is that I've made them all personalized. So again, it's meant to appeal to whoever you are, your aesthetic, whatever your favorite colors are. Like if you're a corporate baddie, if you're a girly pop, if you're like a coastal cowgirl type vibe, a city girl, that's kind of my favorite. I love being a city girl, a clean girl, however you describe yourself or whatever you most self-identify with. You can have whatever aesthetic you want with your own colors, your own vibes. And I think that that's what makes it super fun. Like I am a business girl. And so I'm in those Excel spreadsheets every single day. And I'm like, why can't I make this? Like, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to make this fun for myself and cutesy and girly and actually help me to progress in life. I'm like, if I'm going to be in these Excel spreadsheets, I might as well make it fun and cute. Okay. And so that's what I did. It's helped me so much in my life. And I hope that it helps you in your own great lock-in self-improvement journey. And so, yeah, let me know if you purchase one, let me know if you like it, how it helps you in your journey of doing all of these things. I'm very excited about the Dream Girl Tracker. And also, you guys, I'm just so excited for this season of When Are You Free? Again, so many fun plans for this new time in the podcast. And I can't wait for the journey with you all. But again, I think I've said it all really at this point. And so that is all for now. But I will see you guys next time on When Are You Free? Bye.